morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. It is the 14th day of March 2023. My name is MC Kalia. This is the Morning Glory Show. It is actually the most comprehensive talk show in Kenya today. And with us is a very extremely beautiful lady by the name Faith Maina. She'll be helping us to tackle the issue of your safety abroad. Okay, so many people right now are traveling abroad either to work or to study. But then the biggest question we ask is, How is your safety? Do you know about the country you're going to? But then before we come there, then allow me to remind you that we are coming live from Dawi Afrique Photography. It is the best photography in town today. Actually situated along Uganda-Nairobi Road, just opposite Barngetun. That's where we are. The building is called Zan Mall. We are the basement area of that particular building. Now, I love reminding you always that if you're already in, of course, click the like button, hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. Then if you're joining us for the first time, also click the notification button. Then of importance also to note is that right now, so many people are planning weddings. April season is coming. April season is coming and you need some nice memories. Then consider working with Dawi Afrique Photography. In addition to that, if you ever want to learn fashion, consider walking into D-Square School of Fashion Design. D-Square School of Fashion Design is situated next to D-Square Fashion House, giving students a chance to learn from the best. Of course, once you are out of the class, you just walk into the fashion house and get a chance to practice what you've learned in class. Now, back to the topic. Karibu sana Fei. Welcome to this show.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Habari ya siku mingi?
Poa sana.
Ni siku nyingi tumemwona online, but then at least today she's here with us. And Fei, before we go far, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, so my name is Faith. What do I do? I have a CBO called NaConnect, and I do run a show called Kalenjins Abroad. That's what I do right now, full time. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And how did you end up doing that?
Actually, it was during COVID season when I was in China. It was during COVID season when I was in China, and then I was alone in the house, and then the thing just came up. I didn't even know that I'll find myself here today. Yes.
Okay. And that means that you've traveled abroad before,
yes,
which actually brings you right into what we're going to talk about today.
Yes.
We're talking about safety, your safety when you travel abroad. How secured is your safety? What are some of those red lights that you look at and you know that this is the country that maybe I shouldn't go to? Or what assures you that if something goes wrong, then you're able to come back to the country? So as we continue, of course, let's also have this conversation on the comment section. I can see Asbel Kimboy already saying they are already tuned in. CK Kim says good morning. Asbel Kimboy and some following the show. Ambassador Alfred Sargent saying, okay, following from Itigo Village in Perth. Okay, thank you so much for that. So that looks kind of mixed up, but then thank you so much, Alfred, for always making sure that you watch the Morning Glory show. And now, Faye, when him to travel,
yes,
of course, tell us about, first of all, the experience, what people need to know as they prepare to travel abroad, either to work or to study.
Naweza changanya Kiswahili. Oh, sawa, thank you so much, because my English is not bringing is not bringing so what I can say about abroad, trust you me, like what you see in the movies sio kenye unaenda kupata huko. For the first time, like when I travel to abroad, first of all, kuna hiyo nini ya ndege, unaweza anzia hapo hivyo. Kuna hiyo shock ya ndege and everything. Kuna hiyo like ukifika you are expecting kila mtu ni kina ballerina ama sijui nini, unachuna tu yani money imewekwa, pesa imewekwa kwa mamiti, kazi yako tu ni kuchukua. It's not like that. Of course, kuna shock itakushika for the first few months, and it's not that smooth the way people think. Yes.
Na mtu akijipanga hapa nyumbani, anafaa kujipanga aje before atoke? In terms of especially safety, anafaa kujua anafaa kufanya nini na nini na nini wakati anajipanga.
First of all, before traveling, mimi naambianga watu like make sure first of all you know the country that you are going to. How is that country? So make use of your phone, make use of Google. Just understand the country.
And the types of visas that somebody should look out for.
All the countries work on different types of visas, but common visas zinakuanga tourist visas, kuna student visas, kuna work visa, kuna family visas. Yeah, Those are the most common yenye foreigners wao wanatumia visas. So kwa hizi visa zote huwa yenye inakuanga a little bit tricky sana, inakuanga mostly tourist visa because I used it. So unaweza enda kwa agent anakuambia nimekutafutia kazi and you don't even see the type of visa that you are having. Alafu maybe umepatiwa maybe like 90 days.
I don't know if your mic yake on. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so like maybe unapatiwa like 90 days. Kama mimi nilipatiwa 30 days to exit the country and I didn't have the money to exit the country. So unaenda up unapata watu their paperwork expires na wanaenda wanaishi. Hata nobody even is going to rent a house for you. Hata ukirentiwa house utakuwa yani unajificha ukifanya kazi. So first of all, just understand the types of visas, and then if you're going to the Gulf countries, mostly they use like work visas. So make sure that you check your contract very well. For let's say for Qatar, for Saudi, for kuna hizi za Dubai yenye watu wanakuambia ati kuna work visa na kumbe wanakupatia tourist, so check on that. But if you're going with the work visa, especially to Gulf countries, make sure you check your contract, check the company that is employing you, ujue ni legit, check the agency yenye unatumia, ujue like kama ni legit. Yes.
Of course, with us in studio is Faith Maina. Faith Maina runs a show online. It's called Kalenjins Abroad. And apart from that, she's been doing a lot in terms of trying to save those who find themselves in the wrong side or in either unsafe spaces abroad. Before we come to what she does, we just want to understand exactly. Inafaa ujipange aje kabla utoke hapa Kenya, inafaa uangalie nini na nini na nini ndio utoke. And you've talked about the visas, and you also mentioned about the contract. First of all, what are some of those things yenye nikisoma kwa contract inafaa iniambia this is not something you need to go for?
Kuna hata wengine huwa hata waone contract hata yenye huwa wana sign sio yenye iko huko ngambo, yani wako tu. So mostly kwa contract kitu yenye unaona the years, unaona like hizo inaitwa nini, agreements zenye ziko kwa contract, alafu unaangalia the company kama ni at least kampuni mzuri. For example, I'll give an example of let's say hata kama ni Valcon yenye kwa Qatar. So you just go and Google about the company and read more about the company and the working hours also. Uangalie maneno ya working hours and where you will work and everything. Kuna watu wengine they don't even read their visas. Watu wanaambiwa wanaenda Qatar, kushtukia ndege iko Saudi Arabia.
Yes. So na labda hata mtu ajui ni country gani anaenda.
Ujui hata unaenda wapi, unashtukia unaambiwa unaenda Dubai, unashtukia uko Saudi Arabia ama unashtukia uko Lebanon, because you don't even open your alafu but it's really tricky because we have very good agents. I know very good agents even in this town. We have very good agents, but we have bad agents. They don't even tell you like where you are going, wanakupatia passport kwa airport. So I think the most important thing first is people to get information. I don't know what we will do, but sijui with road shows zifanywe huko kwa village, because most of the vulnerable like girls saizi wenye naona wanaenda huko Marakwet huko chini, wanaenda huko chini, wanaenda wanatoa wasichana wenye they don't really have the information about everything, so they're just being given the passport. They don't even know what's going on there. Yes.
Okay, and of course we'll make sure that tukatekate kitu and make sure that it reaches even the smallest villages, because that is exactly what you usually do. And if there's a girl right now thinking of, even girls and both men, because I also saw there are men who find themselves in unfortunate situations. You've talked about the issue of, first of all, we started with the visa, we've gone to the contract. Now let's look at this particular contract and let's even look at the process. What does somebody need to know? Like Leo Faye, assume somebody doesn't know exactly anything through na kwenda majuu. Where do I start?
Kwenda majuu, I really encourage people kwenda majuu. That's what I do. Naambia watu waende majuu. But before mtu aende majuu, see, of course you get a passport. So get a passport. After getting a passport, hiyo inaonyesha like uko na nia ya like ya kwenda majuu. And then I say Google is everything. Just Google, go to YouTube, watch. If you want to go to a country, unajiuliza tu kwa nini sasa mimi nataka kwenda wapi? I want to go to Netherlands. Go to Google, find more about Netherlands. Such that yenye ukiingia kwa, hata if you want to use an agency, ukiingia kwa ofisi ya agency, it's just a checklist, it's just a confirmation that you have. Nilikuwa naongelelea sana I give an example of another guy who went to Thailand using a tourist visa. A tourist visa for Thailand is only 8,000 Kenyan shillings, but people are being given at around 600,000 Kenyan shillings. So you see, hapo hivyo utakuwa kuna venye umechezwa
lakini hujafika Thailand.
Umechezwa. So what I tell people, before you go anywhere, search for information. Information is power. Information is very important, and that's what is between you and your life. Information is everything. Yes. So I tell people to try to search for information. You can use Google, you can use people, maybe watu wenye unajua wenye wameenda kwa village. Though nilisikia sisi ukishaenda huko mtu ananyamazia hataki kushare information and everything, but I tell people like they should look for information for a specific country that they want to go before they start planning everything. Once you have the information, start planning your journey now. So now I have the information for this country, how will I go? If it's possible, I tell people the easiest way you can travel around the world is as a student. That is the easiest and the safest. So ukifikanga huko like kama students, like ukifikanga huko maybe unapatiwa visa ya 2 years 3 years ama 1 year minimum. So ukifika hata kama ni environment ya shule, I think it's a little bit safer. Yes.
Okay, there's something she's mentioned that the best way to travel the world is as a student. Tell us about that.
Kama student, I think it is the safest. First of all, because of your money. But make sure when you are a student, you are paying your school fees to the school, from your account to the school. That's what I tell people. So student, first of all, your money will be safe. It is the easiest. It is what should I say now? It is the surest. I don't know how I should explain that more. But actually, among these visas, kuna watu wengi sana wanaambianga watu ati kuna majobs za Canada. That's a very big scam. Jobs za Canada. Hizi nye wanalipanga sijui 700,000, I don't know 600,000. Ati mtu anakuambia niko na job Canada. That's a very big scam. It's very hard for you to get a work permit Canada from Kenya. That's really so hard. So mostly watu wanapitianga. Ukitaka tena kuangalia maneno ya tourist for young people to be yani ikuwe accepted yende through inakuanga really challenging, unless you have very strong ties and a very strong bank statement. So if you see bank statement if you see student visas for young people, it's really so easy for them to go, and it's very convenient because nilikuwa nimekwambia kama tourist mostly, kama mimi yenye mimi nilitumia kwenda China, it was a tourist visa and I had 30 days to exit the country. 30 days hata hujajua kupanda train, hata hujajua hata kuongea Kichina, and you are being told to exit. Na huku nyumbani ushaambiwa kwa heri, tumekubarika kabisa.
Let's go back to this because you've mentioned it twice. Wewe ukienda when you are leaving Kenya, you thought you are going there to live, ama ulikuwa unaenda kama tourist?
Mimi nilikuwa naenda kufanya kazi.
Ulikuwa unaenda kufanya kazi?
Yes.
Now take us through that process. How did you end up getting a tourist visa? Like take us through your story. Ulijikuta aje wewe mwenyewe? And is that the reason why maybe you started doing this?
Oh my God, yes. This is the uzuri nishaambia kina baba. Nobody knew at home. So karibu niongee Kikale.
Okay.
Like really?
Karibu slide.
Hey,
anyway,
Kikale.
Anyway.
Kikale. You people of colleges abroad.
Black anacheka kwa kwamba sasa.
Nimeban. Okay, karibu niongee Kale.
Kochoba. Anyway.
Okay. So for me, I was in Moi University. Nilikuwa hapa Moi University, and then I did Chinese as a language, and then we had an exchange program. So something happened between me and my Chinese teacher, and I don't know how I lost my school. We had something like an exchange program ya kwenda Shanghai. We did the exam, HSK level 3, everybody passed, but somehow kuna venye hatukuwa tunaendana na mwalimu, and she cancelled my scholarship to China. And
was everyone going there in your class?
Everyone was going in my class, and somehow this teacher cancelled, and my dad knew about all this process, and then ikafika watu wameenda. I feared telling my dad that I am not the only one going, because they tell me kumbe unacheza shule, what's happening? So anyway, and nobody should follow what I did. I called my cousin, alikuwa China. I told him, kuzo bada kumechomeka, fanya ile kitu, mama yendi bada. Akaniambia kuzo, relax.
Before you go there, when was this?
It was in 2017.
2017, okay, huh?
Yes. And it was like, mambo haiendi kuzo, fanya ile kitu bana. 2017 or 2016. 2016. Yeah. So nikamwambia like mambo haiendi. Ananiambia we relax, China tu hapa utafika. Nikamwambia sawa. And by the way, I thank her so much because ali take care of me. But before I go there, so we went to an agent. I told him nataka kuenda China mazaka. Ananiambia hiyo ni rahisi. Siku 5 wewe umepata nini? Umeshapata visa. And I was like, okay, ni sawa. Yenyewe after siku 5 niko na visa. See that's what I wanted.
Unasoma hujajua ni visa.
Mimi sijui ni visa gani? Mi ni visa ya kwenda China, mi nilijua. So the program that we were going in Moi University ilikuwa ina take 6 months. But now mimi nimepatiwa hiyo visa, nilipatiwa a few days before niende. And then my parents came, they took me to the airport, but my mom, I don't know how my mom can read my mind. My mom could look at me and say, "Hey, kile iwendi kabisa." I don't know why my mama kidona hivi kama anajua kenyiko, but they didn't know. They knew that I'm going for the Moi University program. And then because who's
paying for the ticket and everything, we'll be coming back to that, of course. Okay. Allow me to lipa bills kidogo. Of course guys, we are coming live from Dawi Afrique Photography. Dawi Afrique inapatikana Zion Mall. Now that ameamua tutumie Kiswahili, English na Kikale. I'll try some Kale tukimaliza. So we're coming live from Dawi Afrique Photography. Na kama kuna mtu anapanga sherehe. Now so unajua si ni watu wa sherehe. Tunaongelea sherehe ile ya nyumbani. Yeah, Saichep Korgen, that's one exactly. So if there's somebody planning a sherehe right now, they are thinking of somebody who can document. Mtu anaweza kufanyia video mzuri, mtu anaweza kufanyia photos mzuri, then consider kufanya kazi na Dawi Afrique Photography. And of course, if you are watching for the first time, this show inaitwa Morning Glory, and every day we usually go live in the morning to just teach people, kufunza watu vitu. Na if you're there, of course, help me hit the like button, help us share the broadcast, and also usisahau kufinya notification so that the next time we go live you are able to see that. Now with us in studio is Faith Maina ana run show inaitwa Kalenjins Abroad online, and we'll be coming to the work she's been doing of late ya kujaribu kusave what, but then at the moment she's just giving us a story of how she ended up being the person she is, and she's telling us it started all kitambo 2016. Now let's go back to who was paying the ticket. Ule kuzo wako ama you ama how was it?
So the program in Moi ulikuwa unajilipia ticket, but they will sponsor you ukiwa huko. So baba akaniambia si wamesema mnaenda kusponsoriwa, pesa ngapi inakutosha? Nikamwambia 40,000 tu iko sawa.
40,000 China 40,000.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
40,000. Anyway, everything happened. I had the money. Nimebeba my suitcase. By the way, when you're traveling, try to minimize whatever you carry. Itakustress bure. Busibebe nguo mingi, bora si winter. So mimi nimebeba, niko na suitcases kubwa. Nimeenda wameniambia mtoto wetu kwa heri, nikaenda. Kupanda ndege, it was really challenging. By the way, sikuamka kwa ndege the first time. Nilikuwa nibeka hivi. Alafu inatikizika na sema, "Woi Jehova we." Na Mungu tu just God help me, And then it happened. I don't know if I should say this. When nilikuwa kwa ndege and I went to the bathroom and I didn't know
how to flash.
I knew how to flash. But I didn't know that when you flash, that thing is vacuum. It's like cha.
So ukatoka mbio.
Nikatoka mbio. Nikadhani kumefunguka bwana huku chini. Anyway, and then we went and then we arrived China. Everything. I think Australia is more calm. I think all the countries are calm. China watu wanakimbia. Yani ukishuka hivi everybody kila kitu inaenda haraka. And now wakati nilishuka kwa ndege, that's when I opened the visa. And then when I opened my visa, I realized it was on like March. Ilikuwa March. And then wameandika you are supposed to exit before April.
And you are like, whoa.
Hiyo kakashoka kanishika kidogo like, what's really happening? But anyway, nilikuwa nimeshafika China. So I went to China. I stayed with my cousin and everything. After venye nimekaa na cousin wangu, wakaniambia you are supposed to exit the country. You cannot stay here. And then na kuanza ku travel again. Traveling, though I knew the language kidogo, nilikuwa najua language kidogo, but sikuwa nimekuwa very fluent with Chinese. It was really challenging. And kuchukua basi, it's really so hard. Kuchukua basi, you're supposed to take this number, taking the train, everything is technology. It was so hard for me. Yeah, and everything here ni technology. You book a ticket, you have to, wakati una cross barabara, it's really challenging and everything. So I went to a city called Sherman. My cousin was living in Sherman. So tukakaa na cousin yangu, nikaambia cousin yangu, sasa tunakaa na wewe, sitaenda. Cousin yangu akaniambia hapana, you are supposed to do your paperwork. Nikamwambia okay. So akaniambia okay, anyway, akanitafutia job another city called Shenzhen. Shenzhen is a very big city because southern part of China. So I came back to Shenzhen and then wakan introduced to another agent called Eva. Hey, that woman was evil, a Chinese. Ameweka, so rent nyumba kubwa alafu munawekwa hapo ndani and then you work for her. So for example, kwa shule analipa maybe around 20,000 RMB, but anakulipea 4,000. Anakula hiyo ingine yote. So anyway, when I arrived here, nikapata somehow it was comfortable because nikapata wa Kenya wengine, kuna wa Uganda, and I felt like at home.
Of the same feathers. Watu wamepotea wako pamoja.
And I felt like okay, niko nyumbani, that's okay, that's fine and everything. But after 3 days, Eva akanitoa kwa hiyo nyumba, akaniambia unaenda shule ingine, and I felt so bad. And then when I was in this house, kuna ile comfort uko na countries wako like wewe umekuja na tourist, nikamwambia, wakaniambia wewe utalalisha visa, like utachapisha. Kuchapisha means you have to overstay because I don't have money. And I don't have money and I don't know what to do. I cannot go back to Kenya. So they told me, wewe utakaa tu chini ya maji, huyu agent atakuprotect, umfanyie tu kazi, utakaa tu chini ya maji for like some years and then you go back home. I said okay, I was good because I didn't know kuchapisha ni nini. Nikasema ni sawa.
Struggle with it.
I didn't know. So wakati nilikuwa natoka home, somehow another cousin of mine mwenye ako Kenya, bwanake ni mkimbiaji. Akaniambia kuna manager wa bwanangu anakuanga Hong Kong, maybe unaweza msalimia ukifika huko. So they took me now from this comfortable house, wakanipeleka kwa job kwingine. I felt so bad. So sasa huko sasa nikaanza ni venye nilikuwa peke yangu, nilikuwa nalia every morning. I started remembering home, nikakuwa very lonely and everything. And then I called this guy called Thomas, and then I called Thomas, hi Thomas, mambo. Akaniambia, akalinuza tu, umefika China? Umekuja na tourist? Nikamwambia akaniambia you need to exit. Nikamwambia no, wamesema you can't exit right now, I don't have. Akaniambia wewe mjinga, unajua kuchapisha ni nini? Nikamwambia sijui. Nikaanza kulia. Akaniambia kwa kile ibernia kanyo ke ratin jo utashikwa. Nikashtuka. Akaniambia wewe you will be arrested. Do you know the meaning of kuchapisha? Nikamwambia I don't really know. And then now ikaanza sasa kunihit. Akaniambia wacha hiyo kazi. Sasa mimi sikujua kazi. Unajua sasa ukipata kazi Kenya unachunga. But huko sikujua kazi is something that is not really, yani makazi ni mingi. But sikuwa nimejua. Nikamwambia sasa niwache kazi nimepata. Akaniambia wewe wacha hiyo kazi saa hii. Nikamwambia okay, nikamwambia sawa nitawacha. And akaniambia like okay, the next day akanipigia. Akaniambia umetoka? Nikamwambia bado. It was 1. Akaniambia nimesema ya 1 p.m. From 12 to 2 wa China wanalala. So there is no one who is awake. Everybody analalanga China. From 12 to 12 wanakula. So hiyo masaa 7 tu watu ulala. Akaniambia nimesema toka sahi. Nikaona haki nimekufa. So I took my bag. Akaniambia usipotoka never call me again. I took my bag na alafu nikachukua bag yangu.
Thomas you're talking about
ni Mkenya. Yeah.
Okay.
Ni Mkenya. So nikachukua bag yangu, ile mbio yenye nilikula. Nilikuwa nasikia kama nafuatwa na mapolisi because nilikuwa naogopa kutoka nje. So akani introduce to the cousin who lived in the city also Shenzhen. I went to the cousin akaniambia you are supposed to go to Hong Kong because we are now visa free to Hong Kong. So akaniambia what you are going to do, you don't have to go back to Kenya. China they just want you to leave. So you just have to exit to Hong Kong. So akanifanyia everything, wakanipanga. Kulikuwa na wale wa Kenya wenye walikuwa wamenichocha, you cannot exit because you don't have money. Lakini somehow God helped me. So I went, they took me to the border. Shenzhen na Hong Kong is just a train. You just take a train. So I took a train. Huyo mwenye anaitwa Sam kazini yake kanipeleka mpaka kwa border. I crossed the border, and that's when I realized I think God was just preparing me for Kalenjins abroad. We think crossing the borders is too much, but when you have the information and you know what you're doing, you understand yourself, it's very easy. So I went to Hong Kong. They asked me, what are you coming to do in Hong Kong? I told them I'm coming as a tourist and then to do some shopping. What do you do in Kenya? I'm a student and everything. How much money do you have? Hiyo za zingine inabidi tumuongeza. Nilikuwa nimepatiwa makadi, visa, kana hata sijui password. Nikamwambia I have a lot of money.
A lot of money, of course. We'll be coming back to you. This is the Morning Glory Show, coming live from Dawi Afrique Photography. Dawi Afrique Photography ni studio inapatikana Zion Mall, and we usually do this show every Monday to Friday. It's called the Morning Glory Show, and with us today is Faith Maina, just trying to teach us about safety yako kiwa maju. This is something that so many people don't talk about, and I thought it would be wise to talk about it because so many people make very obvious mistakes. Then again, inaanza kuwa kazi ngumu sana what you're now currently doing. And let me just look at a few comments that we're getting here. Of course, I can see Korir Brian Kipngetich says, keep winning. Kiptoa Mirmet says, good morning. Anthropologist Chumba says, good morning. Arap Ngetun says, expect culture shock. Before you're traveling, you find out if you have the right support system in case challenges. Ask for help from the right people. Do not trust strangers from the word go. Anthropologist Chumba says hi to Faith Maina. Chepleting Birir says, good morning, Fei ni Nakalia. I love the show. Thank you so much. People tagging in each other. Kindly, let's tag in each other. Let's share the show, of course. Let everyone know this. I think in information tunaweza taka ifikie even the person in the remotest place of Kenya, because I say this, people talk about safety in Kenya. Oh, Nairobi, maisha ni ngumu. Then you would imagine somebody leaves the country with no information, and that's why I thought it would be wise today to bring Faith Maina, because I've been seeing her doing this. We've seen what she's been doing, to just talk about safety. She was telling us her story. So usha cross border. You've told them you have a lot of money. Money in the bag.
So nikamwambia, how much money do you have? I told them I have like I have a lot of money. I have like in my cards niko around 1,000 USD. Sijui nini. Nikamwambia hapo hivyo niko na pesa.
Ulikuwa shakochiwa lakini.
Nilikuwa nishakochiwa. Yeah, I was information. Nilikuwa nishapatiwa information. And then after haikumaliza hata 3 minutes, they told me, oh, welcome to Hong Kong. And they gave me Hong Kong is 3 months visa. They gave me a 3 months visa. So I exited to Hong Kong because we are visa. It's a visa free. So they give you 90 days as a Kenyan. So when you want to go to Hong Kong, actually for maybe you want to buy spare parts and everything, you don't really need a visa. You just take a Kenyan passport and then you go. Yeah. But sometimes they will not allow you. So you have to jipanga yourself.
Lazima uko na hiyo information.
Yeah, lazima uko na information. Like, what are you going to do? Every border. So
uliambia ulikuwa unaenda kununua matrakta ama nini?
Mimi niliwaambia tu I'm a tourist. Nilikuwa nimekuja China kutembea, so nimepitia tu Hong Kong kutembea. Wapi?
Mayoyoyo.
So kufika Hong Kong, I went. Thomas was waiting me on the other side, and then akanipeleka place inaitwa Chungking Mansion. So the first time he helped me, he took a room for me. I stayed in that place. Akaniambia the next day nitakupeleka kwa Wakenya, inaitwa kwa mama. Chungking room 11. Hey. So nikakaa the first time ilikuwa it was like a very nice, and then the next day nikapelekwa sasa kwa mama. Filipino. Kuingia hivi kwa room. Akia nane. Kuna watu wenye wanatoka chini ya kitanda. Nikashangaa nini inafanyika huko ndio majuu. Yani ilikuwa like a very small room and we were like 15 inside.
So kuna watu kutoka chini ya kitanda.
Hadi yeye ni aje ndio umefika.
Umesema ndio culture shock.
Sasa nimekaa chini juu ya bed.
Wewe na pesa zako.
Boss, ati karibu ndio umetoka mtaa. Tunasema kama umetoka mtaa ndio umefika. And I was like, oh my gosh, where is this place? Yeah, it's Chungking Mansion is a famous place for backpackers, like cheap watu wenye hawana do. So the room is very, very small. We have like 15 people inside, of which ilikuwa like tulikuwa tunalala na shifts. So unalala na shift. Kama utake kulala, kama uko na pesa unaenda unajirentia room, but it's very expensive. it's very expensive, so we had to live in the same room. But huyo Filipino mama alikuwa anasaidia sana, alikuwa anajua, alikuwa anasema tu new Kenyans, alikuwa anatutuzi, tunaambia mama no money, anasema no money, you bought a plane from Kenya you but alitusaidia sana. Tulikuwa tunakaa hapo hivyo kama brothers and sisters, akukwa na anything. Alafu tulikuwa tunashanga like mnakaaje,
kwani hata mood inatoka wapi? Hakuna.
Na ilikuwa sama na mnafinyana hivi, mnalala kwa bed karibu wa 7. So ilikuwa like tunakaa kama wewe ni mlevi usiku, unakaa nje the whole night mkikunywa. Kama wewe ni Mkristo usiku mnalala, mchana 6 ikifika wale wanakuja, tokeni, mnatoka mnaenda kwa park. So tunakaa kwa park, we take the photos, we post them, unaanza Faye uko Hong Kong,
Faye in Hong Kong na mambo isongi.
So what we used to do, kitu yenye tulikuwa tunafanya, acha niongee na Kiswahili because maybe si poa. So tulikuwa tunaenda Hong Kong, tunafika Hong Kong, tunatumanisha passport zikuje Kenya. Agent anakuja anawakia visa, anatumanisha zirudi Hong Kong, tunaingia China.
Mnafanya China.
Tunaenda tunatafuta job China.
Muna exit.
Tunafanya tena, tuna exit. So like passport zangu maybe ni 3 zimejaa stamps zote. I have like more than 100 stamps.
Faye, let's talk about now this, and that's exactly the reason why nilikuita hapa. Easy games wase ucheza and all that. Now imagine, umesema I'm coming from the deepest part of Marakwet. I don't know why you mentioned Marakwet. Junaweza toka hapa kama kazi yangu imeisha. So you mentioned somebody coming from, let's say, the remotest part of the country. Somehow even then you look like somebody who had a few connections. Right? But kuna mtu ametoka like, I don't know which place to mention, but there are so many people who come to town very naive and they don't even know all these stories. They don't know kuna kuangana visa permit ya nini, kuna visa ya kufanya kazi, kuna visa ya tourist, kuna visa nini. Let's talk about the issue of countries. When you're going into a new country, the few things umesema, let's search for information. Maybe people have been saying that and people don't understand what information exactly am I supposed to search. What is this information you need to search about a country? Because we've talked about visa free, you've talked about saying I have money. What are the few things that cut across countries that you need to know?
First of all, ulikuwa umesema I look like, by that I didn't have connection. Somehow God, I don't know, maybe God will
come through mbele mbele.
I don't know, maybe God, I just felt there was an angel maybe guiding me or something, because nilikuwa nafanya kitu zinaenda through. Na exit countries, I have so many of my friends that they exited the country. Unajua si lazima ati country ku accept. So tulikuwa tunaenda maybe kama Philippines, tunatafuta visa free. Singapore wapi, unaingia ukitoka ndio ufanye the paperwork.
You have a lot of money.
You have a lot of money. I'm coming here to shop, I'm a tourist and everything. Paka tukazoea. I have a friend of mine, high floor, I hope maybe utaona. Yani tulikuwa tuna exit paka akipanda ndege analia. Because ilikuwa after every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks tunatoka, tunaingia. Yani unaenda kazi unafanya 3 weeks unatoka. So somehow I didn't have connection. I don't know how God guided me. Somehow he protected me. He made sure that my paperwork was okay. What do you need to know about when you want to travel to a country? Niyo information. Ata siwezi sema, it's just the visa. The safety, is that country safe, and the visa, and what are you going to do? I usually tell some of the students that come to my office, like, there's something called when you're applying for a school, there's something called an SOP, Statement of Purpose. Statement of Purpose is you explaining yourself.
What you're going to do in that
Who
country.
are you? What are you going to do? Where are you going? Who is your host? The bank statement, you see, umesikianga watu wakisemanga sana bank statement. You know why they want you to have a bank statement? Bank statement is just you to demonstrate that you have funds, because those people, they know that some things may mess up. So make sure that you have enough funds when you are traveling. Like, just have they want to see that unaweza jisustain na hizi vitu zote, because they know you will be shocked. And then hiyo naongelea countries zingine, but mi nasemanga na kuanga na countries zenye sijesikia issues sana, kama US, kama Canada, kama Australia, kama UK. The problem yote wanakuanga nayo maybe wanasema ni high living standards and everything. Easy countries are Europe, most of the, kama maybe New Zealand, hizo countries zinakuanga okay, but still lazima ujipange. But most of the people who go to those countries are student, and make sure that just your paperwork is okay. Hiyo ni kitu important. Kitu yenye ilinisumbua China sana ilikuwa paperwork. Paperwork means your visa is okay. Me, I still insist visa ndio inakuanga kitu challenging. Visa.
Understand the visa you're looking for.
Yeah. Visa yenye unatumia. Mtu asikudanganye ati anakupeleka kazi na kumbe anakupeleka na tourist. Mtu asikudanganye maybe anakupeleka Qatar na hata ujui kampuni yenye anakupeleka. Mtu anakuambia maybe unaenda kufanya kazi ya security kumbe unakuwa maid. I had a story, I don't know if it's true. Somebody was telling me a story. Ati there is this guy who was told to go to anaenda Afghanistan kuwa driver. Ati kufika huko Afghanistan kupe kazi ilikuwa kuchunga town basic. Camel. Sasa ako anachunga camel na ako huko kwa desert. Imagine. So you really have to make sure that you are using a legit company, a reputable company. You can use referrals and everything. That is what I can say.
Let's talk about the money factor, because of course you may not want to touch about the cases that are already rotating, but let's talk about people and their money. Who should you give money? What money do you give out? Let's talk about the process of getting a visa.
Mm-hmm. So what I'll say, I told you first of all that a student visa is the easiest. Why? Most of the especially like let's say educational agencies, good educational agencies, they allow you to pay your, because for example ukisikianga kama venye watu wanaendanga Australia, mtu anakuambia ni milioni. Hiyo milioni haikuangi ya visa, inakuanga ya school fees. Unaona? So make sure kama unalipa shule, unalipa pesa iende kwa shule, si kwa mtu. Usipay fee, hata mimi usinipe pesa zako. Make sure nini zako zinaenda kwa shule. Make sure just your money is going to the school. And then kama unapatia mtu visa, especially ya Canada, kuna hizi zenye watu wanawaambia ati kuna kazi Canada. That's a very big lie. Mbona yeye asiende? Mtu anakuambia kuna kazi Canada, yeye mwenyewe hata hajaenda, hata ajui hata kupanda ndege. So if somebody is telling you kuna kazi, unaambia saa most of the okay, kuna kwanga na hizi vitu kama ya AU pair, the families they sponsor you to go there and you know you go and get inakwanga exchange, inakwanga something like an exchange program ya language, you know, they go, they learn about your language and then you learn about them and the cultures and everything. But hizi za Canada, let's say mtu anakundia tourist visa, information tena Google. Everybody has a smartphone, guys. Everybody has a smartphone, but all we do is to get young TikTok, kilengito potan ivo TikTok. You go to YouTube, sing, and you don't look for information on YouTube. Use YouTube. YouTube has everything. So ataenda tu kwa Google useme how much is a tourist visa for Canada. You'll find it is 17,000 Kenyan shillings, but people are selling it at 700,000 Kenyan shillings. So Google, I think, is everything. After ukisha Google, saa zile unaenda kwa agency, maybe unataka akuuploadia the documents. Sisemi agencies wote ni wabaya, wengi ni wazuri, kuna wale wabaya. Saa zile mtu anakuambia, so unamwambia nataka kwenda Canada, but now I want to go using this type of I want to go as a tourist or everything. So ukiona mtu anakuambia maybe this visa is around maybe 200,000 500,000 na wewe ulikuwa umeona ni 17, so unaona huyo ushapata red flag, umeshajua hapa hivi kuna game.
Yes. And what is the position of an agent in all this? What is the work of an agent actually in all this? What do they facilitate?
Agency.
Kazi ya agency kwa nini haswa?
Kuchukua tu documents zako na kuupload.
That's exactly what they do.
Yeah, hakuna kitu kingine.
So if that means that if information was there enough, then or maybe there are loopholes and you understand better than us.
Yeah. No. Especially there is no one who is connected to the embassy. No one. Saizi ata kama mimi ni Faith Maina na saizi nakwambia tukienda wapi embassy tunafanana na wewe sai. There is no one, especially these big 5 countries. No one, they don't like corruption. They hate it so much. So no one, hata mwenye mtu, hata kama uko na ndugu, unaona kama yeye unasemanga hata ndugu yangu wako US ajanipeleka. Yeye mwenyewe hata akiwa US hata ana connection ya embassy. No one has a connection with the embassy, not even the agencies. What the agent will do, yani anaandika jina lako badala yako. Let's say, for example, for the portal, there is maybe kuna portal ya immigration. Kwa hiyo portal ungefungua, si ungefeel in information yako. So the only thing agents anafanya, anachukua tu information yako anafeel. There was a time nilikuwa najaza a tourist visa ya Thailand. Nilikuwa na my cousin. And I told my cousin, fill for me. And then you know what they were asking is the name, date of birth, address, duration of stay, hivyo. And then we finished 3 minutes. I told my cousin, okay, upload. Akaniambia hapana, nikamwambia si imeisha. Akaniambia hivyo tu. Hayakuamini. And it was just like that. And we went and got the visa.
Okay, this is crazy. Of course, we are coming live from Dawi Afrique Photography. This is the Morning Glory Show. It is the most comprehensive talk show in Kenya today. With us in studio is Faith Maina, talking about your safety when you go Maju. We're just about to talk about the cases she's been handling. But then the information you've gotten is, before you even go to an agent, you need to have a lot of information about where you're going to. Don't just give out your money. Seek information. So that by the time you're doing things, then you're doing it from a point of information. Kama uje click the notification button, of course, help me click that notification button, click the like button. Let me sample a few comments, then we go about to the cases ambazo Fei amekuwa akiangalia. Now, there are a lot of comments, but then I start with the Dawi Afrique page. I can see Honorable Yano Leijin Jr. says, Sauti ikos, I think Saizi iko sawa. Honorable Leijin says, thank you so much. A very timely debate in my home county, Elgeyo Marakwet. We have many problems with those going to Saudi Arabia. We get traumatizing videos and distress calls from them to come back. And why is it always ladies? Of course, it goes on and on and on. It's a very long statement, but then I think we now get the question. Nimefika, what a way to kick off my morning. Thank you so much, MC Bet Masai. Hype Taiso says, watching live from Wasingishu County. The show is amazing. Good work, MC Kale. Thank you so much. Kibet E.T., or I don't know how to read that. Keep E.T., something like that. Very impressive. Thank you so much. Fanuel says, chini ya kitanda, actually. That's quite funny. Sema kitu mtu anatoka Embo Boot Forest. Okay, thank you so much. I think just trying to sample a few comments to see if we can get questions. I can see anthropologists. Okay, there is a Casey anasema Kalia, tell Faye to clarify this agent. Do they help when applying for school? Okay, thank you so much. Ribona Emma saying thank you for this. This is a bubbly. This is bubbly informer. Thank you so much. SK Burundo Teach says, keep passing the information. Thank you so much. There is also Jakito Kei saying, learning a lot. Thank you so much. Dan says, quite informative. Thank you so much for that. There is also Arapuria says, our people need such education. Thank you so much, Arapuria, for making time. Boniface Gidongo Mwangi, I want to particularly applaud this information-oriented lady. The confidence and willingness to share info, that is sacrificial and a good heart. Thank you so much, Faith. Boniface, thank you so much for also making time to be with us. Stella STL says, beautiful blessings, Faith, all the way. Thank you so much. Chep Letting Birir says, I'm glad I'm a Kalenjin. Thank you so much. Of course, I may not sample all your comments, but then if you have a question to shoot, make sure you shoot it right this moment. Now, let's talk about D-Square School of Fashion Design for a minute. Now, have you ever wanted to learn fashion? Umaitaka like, okay, there's kujua kuvaa, then kuna kujua kuvalisha watu. Now, if you want to learn how to valisha watu, you walk into D-Square School of Fashion Design and Tailoring. That is where they teach people to tailor make nice clothes. Then adjacent to D-Square School of Fashion Design is D-Square Fashion House. Now, why am I talking about both of them at the same time? Imagine being in a school where there's a place to do practicals just next to it. That is exactly what you're talking about. So kama uko na any dream ya kujifunza stories of fashion, then consider walking into D-Square School of Fashion Design. It is situated in Eldoret Town, Ketias Building, 4th floor of the Ketias Building. Let's do this. Let's seek knowledge. And as we continue to do that, we go back to Faye. Now, Faye, you've shared a lot of stories with us. And of course, we would want to actually mention now some of the cases you handle. Mm-hmm. First of all, in these cases you handle, who is to blame? Where do the loopholes come? You've talked about information. Now let's get practical. Mm-hmm. Somebody goes somewhere, then they are stuck. 9 out of 10 times. Ama mostly, shida huko imetokea wapi?
Most of the cases that I handled were from Saudi Arabia, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Saudi Arabia and jana tuko na Lebanon yenye ni ongoing saizi. Who is to blame? Agencies and embassy. Mm-hmm. Yes. I want to blame Arabs more.
You'll blame 2 people. You've said
agencies, Kenyan embassy,
and the Kenyan embassy.
Yes.
Where is the missing link?
So most of these girls, kama for example the case that we are handling in Lebanon, there was this girl from Marrakech, alikuwa an engineering student, imagine, from Kapcherop, and inaitwa building and construction. Yeah. So this girl was taken to Lebanon, and then right now when we want, he was a rape victim in Lebanon, and now we tried our best paka tukamtoa kwa nyumba tukamfikisha kwa ofisi, and then there's this guy called Ken Muya. Ken. Okay, sorry. I'm so supposed. Okay, Ken ni wengi. I wouldn't say which Ken. So there's this guy called Ken. Kumbe si yuko supposed kusema. I'm sorry. Okay. So there's this guy. Okay, who is an agent who's been taking our girls to Lebanon. So these guys are being paid. So the Arabs, they like buy the girls because the girl confirmed so alikuwa supposed kukuja Kenya. The ticket was ready. Thank you so much, Governor Wesley Rotich. Alikuwa ako ready na ticket, but now we were missing $1,500 because Mwarabu anasema nimemnunua msichana na $1,500. So if you're taking her back, I need my money back.
Let's get this clear. That means that it's no longer about traveling abroad. Rather, it's a case of human trafficking.
I call it
clearly
so.
As it
I call it so. It's a human trafficking.
Okay, now where do we cut the line in Kenya? Do we have human trafficking and people traveling to go and work genuinely, and those who are being trafficked? Unajua gani ni gani? How do I know before I leave?
Okay, so mostly guys, tusiende hizi country. Naweza ongea kikale kidogo. Pick up kutit mato angebe Saudi Arabia. Okas kapsa ongemetoa ngale kap Saudi Arabia angale chuba Lebanon. Unapata mtu, kulikuwa na mwingine alinipigia simu ananiambia ako Iraq, ananiambia amekongesha mtoto wa Mwarabu kwa kitanda. Sasa nikamwambia kweli uko Iraq, sasa uko ni wapi kweli? Surely sasa bili takusaidia aje da uko Iraq? Hala ati wewe nitakujiwa. Sasa bili kabi yake bili tafanya nini kweli? There was nothing I can do because in Iraq hata I don't know anybody mwenye ako Iraq. Na amegongesha mtoto wa Mwarabu ati sijui mkono imefura. Kibahati mbaya accidentally. And so what I tell people, please don't go to those countries. That's what I can say. Qatar is safer. Qatar is safe. Sijaisikia complaints in Qatar, but make sure when you are going, your contract na agency yenye unatumia ikuwe legit na ikuwe reputable, because I've noticed these guys hawana damu. What I can say, nikitoka Kenya bado kuna vitu nitasema mingi sana, but for now, for my safety I can't say more, but I'll still stay more, because wacha niwaambie, these agencies, especially those who take the girls to Saudi Arabia, hawana damu. They don't have the blood. They don't really care, because kama huyu Lucy mwenye nakwambia kesi na ilikuwa tumemfikisha kwa ofisi, the only thing ilikuwa ina miss kukuja tu nyuma kumlete. The guy in Eldoret just called the Arabs akaambia hao wasiwatishe, rudisheni Lucy mali ametoka. If you can see, I posted a video of Lucy alikuwa amekuwa distressed, alikuwa like ameambiwa achukue video kuwa like ako okay. So Lucy was like, I'm okay, I'm going back to my boss, I love my madam. She was forced to say that, and right now as we are talking amesharudishwa kwa boss na tujui atafanywa nini next. We don't know, and those people, they can finish you.
How crazy is this thing?
It is really crazy. I have another one who was kuna watu wanakufa, kuna wasichana. I know you guys tulikuwa live siku moja. Kulikuwa na wale wasichana walikuwa Sakan deportation center. Most of them, half of them are missing. We don't know where they are right now. Niko na msichana hata sijui alienda wapi siku hizi. Alikuwa amechomwa. Kuna mwingine amechomwa mikono, kuna mwingine alikuwa anazimia na anaamshwa na maji moto. Yani instead kupewa dawa unamwagiwa maji moto paka unaamka. That is how crazy is it. Na kazi ya huko ni kazi ya punda. It's kazi non-stop. There are those few who are lucky and they are working there and they are doing okay, but most of especially sisi ni kama sisi wakale hatukuwa na hiyo roho ya kuvumilia sana. Most of them akalezi wenye wanaumia. We have somebody I saw, anaitwa Margaret Chip Korir. Yani hata sije post hiyo because sasa nashindwa nitapost gani niache gani. And then you save one, you find 100 going. You know, I was so shocked in Eldoret. Niliitwa nikaonyeshwa some place somewhere in town. I can't say where because maybe wako na permit. So maybe nikimbia interfering with somebody's business. And they were like around 50 to 60 girls, or around karibu 100 girls. Wamefungiwa hapo ndani. They are being trained to go to Saudi Arabia, and it's
in town.
Yes. Wamefungiwa kwa nyumba. wako kwa nyumba somewhere. I can't say where because maybe ni biashara ya wakubwa na mimi sijui. And then you know, and I noticed like our leaders, there's nothing they can do about it. I don't know why there's nothing, but I don't know, it's really crazy. And going to Saudi Arabia, I was talking to Ghost, somebody who has been helping me on the ground huko Saudi Arabia, but alikuwa deported, hata amekuwa hapa jana. Ghost has been alikuwa akinisaidia kwa ground, but amekuwa deported. That's why ulikuwa unaona naambia Diana anisaidia. Watu walikuwa wananiingililia sana, but I wanted some help because sometimes nashindwa hata kulala. Mtu anakupigia na kuambia Fei, usiponisaidia kesho nitakufa. Kuna siku yenye siku analala. So it's really crazy. Nilikuwa nasema nimesahau.
Okay, now let me ask the question because Fei, roughly out of 10 girls who go to hizo sides za Gulf, wangapi uko safe?
Now I can't tell, but
let's talk about like ukiangalia kwa zile cases una handle from the testimonials they give you, kama wakishafika Kenya labda mwenye umemsave, when they give you the stories, we've seen the videos before, we may not want to display them here, but of course you've actually discouraged completely, but bado kuna watu wanaenda, and if there's somebody right now ambaye anasikiza and they are hanging on the balance, asking, they're on the fence whether to go or not to go,
please don't go. But I remember, you know, people have been asking, mbona wanaenda? Ati tunawasaidia kila siku, mbona wanaenda? Me, I will stand with those girls because I went to Chepterit, mazishi ya ule mwenye aliuawa, John Cheruto. And you see their home and you cannot ask her, mbona unaenda? She was a single mom and everybody is looking at her. There was a girl niliuliza mbona uliona. Akaniambia Fei, niko na watoto watatu, I'm single, hatujakula siku 3 kwa nyumba. Hakuna food. Watoto wanalia mama njaa. So mtu ako like wacha niende nikufe Saudi Arabia. So anasema kifo ni kifo, hata Kenya naweza kufa. So those people I can't ask them why wanaenda. Mbona wanaenda? Because ni shida inawapeleka.
Na hakuna safe way ya kwenda huko.
For now, I think the government of Kenya should make good relationship with them. Because kunayo safe way yenye mtu unaweza enda. Because I was talking to some girls. Because do you know in Saudi Arabia we have nurses there. We have hoteliers wenye wanafanya kazi kwa hoteli. We have people who are safe. But kuna hizi vitu zenye hizi black market ndio ni mbaya. Hizi zenye watu Waarabu wananunua wasichana. So when they buy you, wacha nikueleze. Unajua mbona like wasichana wao wanafungiwa kwa nyumba?
Sijaelewa.
Because wamenunuliwa. Wacha nikueleze. Saizi wewe ukinunua simu yako ile iPhone, utakuwa unaacha hapo nje ama unafungia kwa nyumba?
That is exactly what's happening.
Unafungia kwa nyumba, right? Aya, huyo msichana amenunuliwa like maybe na 500,000 or maybe 600,000. You expect alafu akifika huko anaanza kuwa mgonjwa.
So inamaanisha reason ya kuwa cheap kwenda hizo countries ni juu unanunuliwa rather than kuplan kwenda. It's like
yes,
ni order imepigwa.
Yes.
So that means it will look cheaper, but then
it's not cheaper. They don't pay anything. It's free.
It's free.
Yes. Okay. That's why you see most of the girls when you're Koko remote area wanaletwe because you don't pay. They pay the flight for you. They pay everything for you. Yes. And people make damn good money with that.
And that's what matters.
Yes.
Now, Faye, if you have to sort out this thing once and for all, okay, of course, maybe not once and for all, but if we must look like we are headed the right direction, una feel what needs to be done at the moment? If there is because this is something I've seen you tag governors and they come through, but they are coming through for a case that is already, I would say, messed up. Now, if you have to talk about solving this thing, before yaribike, what are we supposed to do as Kenyans, as leaders, as people like me who are in media, small as it is? What kind of information should we be passing out at the moment? And if we must sort this thing in terms of kuzuia whatever is happening at the moment, what are we supposed to do?
Ningepewa powers. According to me, ningepewa powers. I know it's crazy and I know maybe watu wengine wanasemanga Faye you are not realistic, but what I can say, the first thing as leaders of the government of Kenya, the first thing, clean the embassy of Saudi Arabia. It's so rotten. People go there for safety na wanapigwa. People die in their eyes na hakuna kitu wanafanya. The Saudi Arabian embassy officials ikuwe cleaned. Number 1. Number 2, I know ama nitaweza uawa nikisema.
As long as you mention jina.
I'm not mentioning any name.
Another
thing, they ban hii maneno ya kununua wasichana.
Because it is illegal.
It is illegal. They ban it. They ban it completely and they clean the agencies. Number 3, wakisha clean the agency, there are so many better ways. Yeah, the way there are Filipinos who are working in Saudi Arabia and their government is protecting them. So our government can have a safe house with our girls and negotiate better with the government of Saudi Arabia. I believe also that IT can help a lot. How? You know, umeona hii kitu ya AU pair.
I've seen it.
You've seen this thing about AU pair, right? So they pair you with a family yenye iko wapi? Yenye iko Europe, and then you go and work for them. What if, my crazy me, what if we can create a technology whereby government negotiate na the Saudi Arabian government, wale kuna panel yenye wanawekwa, and si Warabu wote ni wabaya, like mtu mwenye anataka mtu wa kazi huko Warabuni ajaze kwa hiyo online thing, ajaze application, alafu wakwe paired na msichana hapa hivi, of which hakutakuwa na our intermediaries hapo hivyo katikati. So I think if they go without being bought, somebody atakuwa free, you know, because hata ule atasikia Mwarabu atasikia uchungu ati nimekununua and everything, because I was talking to somebody.
So the issue is hii pesa inapewa kwa intermediate. Hii
pesa inapeana ndio intermediate, ndio mimi naona mtu anasikia uchungu, Warabu anasikia uchungu. That's why unaona wanatoa mpaka kidneys, because they want to get their money back. So because I was talking to another girl who in Saudi, akaniambia yeye alitafuta Mwarabu directly from Kenya na anakuanga sawa, anamanga anarudingi Kenya anytime anataka, anaendanga mali anataka akiwa.
So the problem ni ku-mainstream sheria za kupeleka watu kule.
Ku-mainstream sheria na kuwa pair directly, because ukiona like mbona Mwarabu atakangi kuachilia juu amesha spend a lot of money on you, sasa anakuachia alafu anunue tena mwingine.
So actually mara mingi hao tu kuwa na uchungu ya pesa yao.
Of course. Na wanaambiwangwa hata huyu Lucy amekataliwa kuachiliwa juu ya pesa. Huyu nani amesema nimesha kukununua. Anasema nimesha kukununua, sasa akuachilia alafu tena atoe pesa nyingine ya kununue. So it's the money.
It's the money. So this clearly shina deal na pesa.
Now
let's compare this with the other European countries in terms of looking for solutions. Of course, we are coming to the tail part of the interview, right? Mm-hmm. Let's compare these, because we still have agents who take people to other countries for study and for all that, right? If you are to deal with our laws, even as counties, because right now we have devolutions, what recommendations would you give?
For other countries?
For maybe counties. Let's talk about counties. Okay, because of course, but agents wanna exist for almost.
Of course, lazima, they are very important. They play a very important role.
Yeah. So we may not want to deal with them, right? Yeah. But what do you think legislations should look like za kupeleka watu kule? Because as at yet, of course, I had one leader here and I asked them if there is any legislation. They say there is no legislation at the moment within our county, Uasin Gishu County. I've checked with Nandi, no legislation. Elgeyo Marakwet, no legislation to govern how agencies operate and how agencies operate, and even that process of going to work. If you are to have laws in terms of how agencies operate, how would you kwa akili yako unafikiria kuaje based on the cases you handling?
I just feel like maybe licenses, because most of the agencies, especially educational agencies, when wanapeleka watu maybe like Australia and everything, they don't really have a very big problem, most of them.
Yeah.
Problem inatokeanga ni Gulf mostly. So for that, I think maybe they should be licensed, most of them, but because most of them wanafanyanga maybe chini ya maji or anything, maybe they should be licensed. And I don't know, I can't say that.
What I'm imagining, ndio mtu apande ndege, it's a process. Ndio tupate passport, visa, it's a process. We control a part of that process. Why is it that where are these loopholes? Because I believe government, if today Alfred Mutua said something about it, how we give our visas, how we let people board the planes, Because for it to fly over Kenya to the next country, we must have allowed it to go. We know who it's going with.
You know, the problem is the government of Kenya is not the one giving you the visa. It's
I
the other way around.
Of course, yeah. But then we are involved in the process nonetheless. You cannot receive a visa to a country that Kenya is not in.
They don't have a relationship with. Yeah. So, what should I say? I don't know what I should say with that.
Okay, maybe itakuwa maswala ya balaga nonetheless, because we may not in a position. Of course, I'm even thinking with my viewers. Of course, I can see hata feedback yenye na come through. Of course, tunajaribu kufikiria hapa. Nonetheless, Faye, say whatever you're saying.
Okay, so what I can say, I think it's the government more than agencies, because as long as the agencies, maybe they have the licenses and everything, is the government kufanya your work relationship with the other countries and the ambassadors of those countries. They play a very important role, and I don't know why. Sijui mbona, yani I don't know how we operate. You know, saa zingine unaenda hizi countries za nje, you see their work is so perfect, they have everything in line, laws inafuata venye ziko. So I don't know why the government of Kenya, I don't know mbona tuko chini sana with all this. So me, what I can say is for the government to make more negotiation with those countries, especially the Arab countries. You know, they negotiate with them, they find better working conditions. Hizi ma trade unions, inaitwa trade unions za kugovern the watu nini, masilahi ya watu ambao wanaenda kufanya kazi nje za nje. So you know, they should just protect them. Yeah, create laws that they protect them. And mimi nikwambia, the big issue na Gulf ni pesa, hakuna kitu ingine.
So once tumeondoa hii kitu ya wase kubaiwa, it will get straight.
Yes.
Question ya mwisho.
So.
Question almost ya mwisho, because we are coming actually tunaelekea kwa mkia.
Okay, all right.
Do you feel conditions I would say, allow me to say, madem wengine wenye wako kule ziko better than za Wakenya juu ya system yetu?
How?
In terms of if somebody is coming from a different country, not Kenya, do you feel conditions zao ziko better juu ya venye vitu zetu ziko?
We are talking about Arab countries.
Exactly.
Conditions za madem hazikuangi better.
So I'm just asking a question. I'm sorry that this question is complicated. If somebody is coming from a different country, going to the Gulf, and somebody is coming from Kenya going to the Gulf, do you feel that there are countries who have better laws that help their people better than us, hence they have better conditions than us?
Philippines, they have better conditions than us. They have safe houses. They are more protected than blacks.
So there's a place to benchmark.
Yes.
I think that closes this discussion. Okay, now for those who've been watching, of course, feel free to also give us ideas of how you feel this thing can be sorted out once and for all as we continue to wrap up. Let me just read one comment. Jakito KE says, MyTech, legislations need to be put in place, legal experts need to come in, and most importantly, people need to be enlightened on this particular topic. And that is exactly what we're doing. I'm telling you, we'll katakata this and make sure that it spreads. That's one thing I usually promise my people. Because I usually love it when somebody napata kwa status na ni mtu mwenye labda simjui ama uko kwa hoteli and you listen to these conversations we have here. That tells you it's going somewhere. Now, you've heard all of it. I don't want to be the jury. Nonetheless, you've shared a lot of very important information. Let's be part of the solution. Where do you think the solution lies? Talk to me. And of course, if you've not clicked the like button, hit it right now so that I can actually see that you're watching. As we continue, I don't know if you have any other comment nazataka kuiongelea. Okay. Boniface Gidhongo alilalamika wakati uliongea kikale. Boni, I'm coming to look for you. We'll talk about that. Mimi na wewe tukikunywa chai. And now, yes, changes must be done in the embassy for sure. Imagine you take an ambassador and you get the ambassador and anachekesha mpaka boss, anachekesha mpaka bosses who will bring these girls for maybe passport renewal, telling them he doesn't need them because it's Kenya embassy. For real, it's a bad picture. So we agree that our embassy should actually be cleaned. Boniface says, sad, human trafficking in this century. It's a shame. Titus Kiptoa says, indeed, Faith, you need to be Saudi Arabia ambassador to be safe out, to save out our girls in that country. Now, I can no longer get to read all the comments. Of course, we are coming to almost the tail part of this. Faye, give us a parting shot.
What I can say, the parting shows as a Kalenjins abroad, like information is power. Make sure that when you travel, there are things that you should know. Hiyo ni vitu, just get information, use Google, use YouTube, watch us at Kalenjins Abroad. We always do shows about like we try to ask questions people to educate us. So before you I encourage people to go to abroad. Watu waende ngambo bana, huko kuna do by the, hata tujesema ngambo pia kuna pesa. Ngambo kuna pesa, by the way, kuna pesa sana. I tell people the good thing about abroad is when you are changing your dollars to Kenyan money, RMBs to Kenyan money, dirhams to Kenyan money, it's really great. But make sure you have the right information. Where can you get the right information? Just use your smartphone to get the information. Me, I always say information is power. That is what I can say. Before you go to any, we have very good agencies out there. We have very bad agencies. So before you go outside there, Kingereza bwana, kabla ujaenda nje za nje, make sure that you have the right information so that saa zile una travel yako tu ni checklist. You are just making yani unaangalia tu kama mtu anakuambia kama umefanyiwa. Yes, but just have the information. Make sure that you go to safe countries.
Okay, make sure you go to safe countries. I don't think I have much of a parting shot today because I think the information has been quite a lot. Somebody called CK Kim says, let me know the difference between schools that they need bank statement and those without. And that is exactly what I want to tell you, that we'll still bring other people. Today we're just talking about our safety. Next time I'll bring somebody to talk about education. I'll bring another person to talk about preparedness. What do I need to prepare? Nafaa nifanye nini? We've talked about luggages and all that. We'll bring somebody to talk about that. All I need you to do right now is click the notification button, like the page, of course, so that anytime we also have different guests. I know some of the people here are your followers, so najaribu kuwaiba kidogo, so that next time also we go live with niwaibe kidogo, yes. Sindio? So that next time we go live, they are also able to benefit from more information. Tomorrow we'll be having a doctor on set talking about health. Thursday, Social Square, we talk about social issues. Friday, we have entertainment, sports and all that. You said uliai kimbia China, so maybe you can come here na athletes on Friday. Nonetheless, this has been the Morning Glory Show. It is the most comprehensive talk show in Kenya. Make sure you do one thing for me. Get information. That's what Faye says. So I'll use a parting shot. Go to safe countries. My name is MC Kalia. Till tomorrow. See you.